What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar with C-Zar Gets Crypto, and we are talking about Cake today, the native token on PancakeSwap. It's, I like to compare it. Essentially, it's like how BNB is to Binance, Cake is to PancakeSwap. For those of you that don't know, PancakeSwap is a decentralized exchange, right? Decentralized exchange that was created by Binance, right? I think it runs on the Binance Smart Chain or something like that. I don't know, but something like that, right? Anyways, we're talking about Cake here, and we did have a nice breakout last week. Look at that, man! Phenomenal breakout. When was my last video on Cake? When was that? Let's see. Does it say? I'm gonna mute this so it's not like super loud. Hold on. That's not beginner friendly income booster, and I'm sure he's going to tell you and give you all of it for free. Yeah, he's on your side. I mean, he might be a good guy, man. I'm not trying to down talk anybody and their ambitions, but why pay someone for something you could do for free? This happened 3 days ago. Okay, so that was not last week, was it? Because today's Monday. Okay, so if it was 3 days ago, 1, 2, 3, it would have been here. And I think I was saying that I think PancakeSwap was going to go higher. $150 price prediction, I don't know. Anyways, long story short, bullish move, very bullish week. Good job, PancakeSwap. I would call that a breakout. If you look at this whole move down from top to bottom here, you haven't seen a week anything close to this at all. So definitely the real deal. I think USDT here. Let's go on the Tether. Yeah, phenomenal volume, man. You don't see it on the USD chart, but I mean, if we look at this on the weekly for what it is, the volume here is 19.9 million, the biggest one here, where on this one, the volume is 227 million. Yeah, dude, this thing, somebody was asking, because in this I say $150 price prediction. Someone was like, could it really go that high? Absolutely, bro. Yeah, fuck yeah, it can. I mean, pardon my French, I'm sorry. I try not to cuss, guys, but I get excited sometimes. Absolutely. Absolutely, that's possible. Let's go back to the all-time history here. The reason why I'm saying that is from top to bottom here, your 1272, which is like the minimum expectation whenever you see fib extensions, is at $134. So a little bit past that wouldn't be too crazy. And in fact, if we look at this thing, we go to Cake right here, PancakeSwap, number 85. You have a $536 million market cap. If you were to do a 10x, that would be 5.3 billion. A 100x would be 53 billion. It'd be 53 billion at a 100x. A 100x from here would put you at $227. Okay, a 10x would be $22, 100x would be $227. So that would be well above your 1272. Whenever I said 150, I think I was being conservative, man. It could absolutely do a 100x from here because, again, that would be about a $53 billion market cap, and that's more than possible for something like PancakeSwap, I think, let alone even higher prices. Could it go up to this $500 mark? Absolutely it could. So I know it seems crazy, sitting at $2.27 right now, 28 cents essentially. But big things, man. I think big things, and I think it's all in the charts, man, and just like the way you look at it, right? The most volume again that we ever saw was over here. It was like 19 million, right? 19.9, essentially 20 million PancakeSwap tokens that were traded, and then here. Okay, but let's be fair. Let's be fair, actually. Okay, to be completely fair, when we saw this, that was when the price at a minimum was at $9.47. Okay, now we're seeing all this volume where the price at a minimum was at $1.21. So 20 million tokens in volume versus hundreds of millions of tokens, 227 million in tokens. It's a different kind of price comparison overall, like what it costs, like as far as US dollars in volume. But you can't deny this is immensely more volume on a token basis than we've ever seen in the history of this thing. scooping it up on the low, gonna sell it at the high, and I guarantee you they're not gonna. They might offload as we get near the high, but they're not gonna. They're gonna dump it once it gets to its full potential, which I definitely believe will be above $150. For right now, looking at the more short-term stuff instead of the ultra bullish stuff, very bullish readings in your RSI. This is where I want to go back out to the all-time history that we got here. Very bullish readings in the RSI. You've only been overbought one time before, and that was in the previous bull market. So I do think this is just the beginning. You could pull back a little bit. Yes, last week was a 91% pump up to the upside. You could pull back a little bit. You're only down 4% this week, so if you came back down 20%, don't be scared. It's kind of in the realm of expectations. I've been talking about this in all my videos today, and probably all the videos until it happens. I'll be mentioning that I do expect across the board there's going to be some kind of major drop this month. It's just going to happen. It's going to be quick, and just as soon as it comes, it's going to be over. I think we're going to have a fantastic recovery out of it. But if you want to see why I think that, if you're curious as to where I'm getting that from, if you go to my videos and you scroll down to the altcoins are in trouble or Bitcoin November analysis, I really think those are worth a watch if you haven't seen them already. I'm not going to talk about it too much more, but just to get an idea of why I expect a huge drop to happen in November, I think those are rather important videos. We go through every November in crypto's history, at least that we have from a technical standpoint for what we have on price charts from historical data. Anyways, significant breakout. You can see it in the move. The last time we saw anything like this was over here. The last time we saw any kind of reading like this was over here. So I think it's safe to say that we are probably going to see some bullish follow through with this. Where are you going to go? And if you had a 20% drop from here, it might happen quick, and then you go up more immediately, like all in the same week. You could drop 20% from here and then end up closing the week another 90% in the green. Maybe not. I don't know. These weeks, to be fair, didn't look like they gave anything back. They just kept marching. But you're at your 236 right now. Tipped it. You like quite literally tipped this area. I would expect that you would at least go to this 382 before finding some like real turbulence. Maybe about 450. You could go all the way up to $11, man, in a very short amount of time, right? You've been here before. You've marched up there before. You might get similar kind of price action, but with the fact that you've had some like stair-stepping along the way, some turbulence around the 382 would be an expectation. So around 450, 455, and then if not, if you do happen to break through that, you might be making a move that takes you all the way up to $11 to $14 in a very short amount of time. But this is where, this area first is where I would look. Again, just because you've done this before doesn't mean that you have to do it again. In fact, I would think the second time around with all this turbulence, these little like price checks that you've had on the way down, I would think that you probably see some kind of turbulence on the way up, right? It's not going to be as smooth of sailing as it was last time, though it could be. It's done it before. It can do it again. I'm not expecting that this time. This time around, this go around. So the next place I would look again, I think, what was it? Was it 450? What was it? From high, let's get the high. Yeah, 450. That's where I would look. I think that that's probably going to happen in the coming weeks, I would assume. Short of the idea that we might have a dump this month, and if that happens, whatever, it's going to be a higher low, it's going to be a better opportunity to buy. But definitely by the end of the year. In fact, with how this thing moves, I would even think that being up at the 618, 69 area by the end of the year would be kind of a more appropriate target. But if not, at a minimum, something like 450 would make sense to me as well. But I don't know, man. Most bullish move you've seen, I doubt it stops here. I do one way or another. Even if you had a little pullback from here, one way or another, it's on its way up. It's definitely on its way up. So that's all I got to say. Oh man, I meant to give a shout out to Muhammad El Mensi. Muhammad, we're talking about this one for you. You requested it, so here we are, man. Definitely one to watch. I think it has a lot of potential. If you guys like the video, leave a thumbs up, subscribe if you'd like to see more, and I will see you guys on the next one. Thank you all so very much. Take care. Bye-bye.